A very good evening, ma'am, and a very good evening to all the participants. It's really nice to see all the participants once again back to the IRE webinar. I'm Sandeep Bansali from the team GIBS Business School, Bangalore. Today, we all are connected as a part of GIBS IRE Talks, which brings together the inspirational speakers who are related to innovation, research, and entrepreneurship. And today's topic is on personal branding and impression management. And the keynote speaker is Ms. Reenaa Verma. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us. It's really great to have you with us. So please allow me to share a few words before we begin the webinar. GIBS Business School is a place where talents are nurtured, ambitions cherished, ideas shared, and dreams fulfilled. GIBS Business School is a part of World Educational Trust. GIBS offers AICTE approved PGDM program as well as BBA from Bangalore University. We are very happy and delighted to announce that recently we have been ranked 5th best business school and 9th best in BBA placements by Times of India 2022. To prepare its students for success, GIBS has designed Industry 4.0 curriculum and introduced a number of unique programs such as Innovation, Research and Entrepreneurship Program. We have GIBS Finishing School, Business Mastery Program, Sports Management Certification Program, and many more. It gives us immense pleasure to announce that the last week GIBS has been chosen as India's top prestigious Higher Education and University Awards 22-23 under the category of 50 Best Private B Schools by Education Today. And it has also been awarded Business School of the Year by the Outlook Group. So it's really a proud moment for GIBS that GIBS has been amongst the most of the top media houses in terms of ranking, in terms of emerging categories, in terms of a lot of various platforms. GIBS is making its mark. So I would love to extend my warm greetings and welcome to Reenaa ma'am. It's my honor to introduce you to our August audience. So Reenaa ma'am is basically, I must say, ma'am, first of all, I would love to apologize you that I'm cutting short your profile, very, very brief. I've kept it across. So reinventing and challenging herself are two traits which describes Ms. Reenaa Verma. Mrs. India, I am beautiful 2019, a certified image consultant and a NABET certified trainer. Ms. Reenaa is working as the GFS Finishing School faculty as well at GIBS Business School. She's also a personality development coach and a grooming expert and conducts corporate trainings as well as personal consultations for individuals as well. Ms. Reenaa styles and grooms pageants, contestants, and she was a jury for a lot of fashion shows throughout the country. As an active social worker, Ms. Reenaa Verma is conscious for her footprints on earth. She is an ISO, International Service Organizer with Innerwheel Bangalore Blossom. Her innate qualities of being conscientious, results-oriented, and self-driven makes her a good leader and a team player. Ms. Reenaa is also the president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. She believes in public speaking as a life skill, and Toastmaster is the right platform. Please, we would love to welcome you, ma'am. And one small request from the participants. Ma'am is more over into image consulting, a lot of things she has. And one thing I must agree, ma'am, post your joining, the grooming of the students have gone to the next level. So thank you so much for this, and thank you for being with us today. And I request all the participants, in case if you have any Q&A, any doubts, any queries, please put it in the Q&A section. We'll take it at the end of the session. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sandeep. I really appreciate the warm welcome, and I know my introduction was a little long. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to address such a huge crowd. Will I be able to see the other participants' video?
No. It's one way, okay. Where in case if there is anything, probably they'll be just putting it in the Q&A section. Okay. So we'll be taking up, it's up to you whether in case if you wish to take it in between, or probably we can take it at the end of the session as well.
So at least one video of yours will be on, because it has
I'll be there. I'll be there throughout the webinar, ma'am.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. A very good evening, everyone. And they won't be able to speak either to me?
No, they will not be able to.
All right. I had planned some question and answers and some activities. Never mind. I just wanted to ask, maybe they can write in the chat box. Anyone here who doesn't want to be successful, who doesn't want to look good? Anyone out here? I'm sure the answer is no. Each of us wants to be successful. Each of us want to impress. Each of us want to create a great niche for ourselves. So today, Reenaa Verma, I will start my session. Can I do the screen share?
Yes, ma'am, you can, please.
Let's begin the presentation. Is this visible?
Yes, it's perfectly fine.
Is the screen in between or?
Yes, ma'am. It's perfectly fine, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. Today, we are going to discuss personal branding. I wanted to ask if anybody understands the meaning of personal branding. Anyone in the chat wants to write? How should we brand ourselves? Okay, all right. That's what we're going to discuss. Okay, so let me go ahead. Okay, when you have an exceptional appearance, when you groom yourself, the behavior, communication skills, this is all our brand. So when we are, that's what is personal branding. It's a holistic image. It's not just one thing that only I look good, but I don't behave well, or my communication is good, but I'm not well groomed. So it's a holistic image, personal branding. It's about the professional growth and the acknowledgement an individual gets for himself or herself is a personal brand. It is formed when the professional image of an individual is shining. You can't be laid back. You can't say, I'm just about okay. You need to be out there. You need to shine because the competition is stiff. So the professional image that you have, including social image management, the promotion of our personal brand is everything. All of this includes is personal branding. What do you emphasize in personal branding? Your career triumphs, your travels, the food we eat, how we dress, everything. As I said, it's a holistic image that is called personal branding. And the brand is you, the image that you carry, the mission that you have, the values that you have, and the vision that you have for yourself. Everything included is brand you. A personal brand is nothing but you. And what is the importance? Everybody listens to this. Personal branding is so important. Personal branding is this. Personal branding is that. So you need to make a conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception of an individual. Means you need to go out there. You need to prove yourself. You can't be sitting at home and think that, okay, people will get to know about me. It's a very intentional effort that you need to make to create the importance of personal branding. What happens with it? It elevates your credibility. Credibility means trust. The trust that you have, trust that people will have in you to give you work. So you need to elevate. Elevate means to bring it up, the credibility of a person or of the brand that you're talking about. The process involves finding your uniqueness. You can't be a part of the crowd and say that I'm unique. There has to be something different about you that you need to offer. So you need to kind of introspect and find out where you are unique than someone else. With personal branding, it builds a reputation on the things you want to be known for. You can't be known for something that, oh, I just went for a bike ride. So that's not about branding. How good you were with your clients, or how good you're at your work, how unique you are. That is what a client is looking for. So you need to build a reputation of the things that you want to be known for. Like example, today, if I have been called for this seminar, is because I have created a little bit, a small brand for myself, that she is a public speaker, she's a trainer, and I kept going at it. I did not do one assignment and stop. So you need to work on what you want to be known for. It defines a success as a form of self-packaging. So you are the brand. Just like when I talk about Maggie, what do you think of the first thing about Maggie? Yes, the 2-minute noodle. The 2 minutes, the way that they have created a brand for themselves is that they can be cooked and eaten in 2 minutes. And the minute you think of the color of Maggie, the color is yellow, right? So that's how you need to create a brand that if they say, example, Mr. Sandeep, and they automatically think, okay, he works with GIBS and he's so immaculate with his dressing, he's so well spoken. He has created a brand for himself as a person working as a faculty of GIBS. So you need to work on it. So you are your own brand and you need to create it. How many of you know these people in this image? Can we get answers in the chat box?
You can write the names in the chat box, all the participants. Probably you can just put across the names in the chat box.
Anyone has answers for this? The image that I have shown.
Denver says, I know. So Denver, you can just put it across the names.
Yes, if you know.
Amjad Siddiq, you can put your names. You can put the names of the people who are there in the image.
Yes, there's only chat option. So please type in the chat option. And maybe Mr. Sandeep can help me with the answers if anyone gives. Otherwise, we'll have to. I'll ask Mr. Sandeep. Mr. Sandeep, if you can begin from the right.
Yes, we have. Okay. The answers, anyways, is being given by the audience. So let me just take that way.
Yes, please.
So Mr. Ratan Tata is in the image. We have Elon Musk. We have Sachin Tendulkar. We have Trump in the image and Mr. Nagarajan.
No, that's Mr. Neil Patel.
Neil Patel, yes.
He's a digital marketer.
Digital marketer.
Very famous. So each of this individual, when you think of Sachin Tendulkar, you think of sports, you think of cricket, you think of how trustworthy he is, that if he gets out on the field, he will do his job. Similarly with Mr. Neil Patel, he has so much of, it's taken him a long time to get where he is. But the minute you think of it, you will go, if you want to become a digital creator or get into marketing, you will Google his page, you will go to his page and you will trust the advice he'll give you. Similarly with Mr. Ratan Tata, he has created a brand and everyone is in awe of him. That's what you do. They don't do just one thing. It takes a couple of years. So for a person, suppose you're a freelancer, it will take you any time from 2 to 5 years to create your own personal brand. But if it's a company, it takes even longer to create a brand for yourself. So even if you're individual, even if you are an entrepreneur, even if you're a freelancer, even if you're working at a company, each and every one of us need to develop a brand for ourselves, because what is your area of expertise and what steps to make people think of you when you think of your field. Like today, if I'm doing this session, after I finish my impression management, I'm very sure the kind of presentation and the kind of information that I'm going to give you today, you will think of Reenaa Verma as an image consultant. I have taken that much of effort to come out here and just give away the knowledge that and through my presentations. 5 steps to build your personal brand. Of course, define your niche. You can't be this, and that. People need to know what exactly are you good at. Are you good at IT? Are you good at marketing? Are you good at sales? You're a good public speaker. What exactly are you good at? If you have your own enterprise, if you are an entrepreneur, what is that brand that you're building? What does it do for the client? So first, define your niche is the most important thing. That what is that one thing that you're very good at compared to your competitors? Focus your efforts and work to appeal to your particular audience. Like if it is Maggie, now if you see when you go to Leh Ladakh, and when there is altitude problem, when there is food problem, the first thing that is given to the people who are climbing up is Maggie. So they have gone up to that place as a particular audience. That's where they have marketed the brand, and Maggie is even available up there in Leh and Ladakh. So you need to focus your efforts and work to what you want to appeal to your audience. Optimize your social footprint. Does anybody know what is social footprint?
The way we represent ourselves on the social media platforms.
Right. Who is not on social media? That's where everyone is. Whether you like it or not, when you're putting a post, maybe you're not getting a like, maybe you're not getting a comment, but people do register. People do think of you. Like, I am completely amazed by the social footprint that GIBS is creating. If you see their LinkedIn page, if you see their Facebook page, they're constantly proving that, yes, we are here for the student. This is what we do. This is how good we are. This is the kind of awards we get. So they're creating and optimizing is the word. Optimize your social footprint so everybody gets to know about you. Build an impressive online portfolio. I'm not talking about photographs in the disk or photographs. Yes, if you're a travel blogger, of course, you will put travel. If you're a food blogger, you will put food. But if you are into serious work, something like me, like an image consultant, a professional speaker, I cannot put my LinkedIn page, on my LinkedIn page, I cannot put party pictures over there. So I need to decide for which social media handle I should optimize my social footprint. Network like crazy, whoever you know, you don't know, through them. This is one of the most important steps to build a personal brand. Send your connections on LinkedIn. And if you do work on Facebook, find Facebook, but otherwise build your network. Anyone you meet, take their phone numbers, drop in a hi and hello, drop in an email, build a network. You never know when that person will become your client. So it doesn't mean you have thousands of followers when nobody's engaging with you. If they are not your right market, no point having thousands and lakhs of followers and buying followers on social media. You need to have your own audience. Even if you have quality audience, is much better than having quantity. Am I too fast? Is it understood till now?
I think you're fine now.
Okay. Create your connections and foster communication. Foster communication means go out there, communicate with people, find out what they want, find out what you are doing. Be more empathetic. Communication is one of the most important things when you're building your brand. If you keep quiet, if you're in the silent zone, nobody's going to know your product. So make sure that you foster communication. Stay authentic and unique to yourself. Just because ABC is doing that particular thing, you need not do it. Somebody is an artist, maybe I can't draw a straight line for that matter. For me, I kind of always had this, that I connect with students. Communication is something that I'm good at. I knew that dressing style is something that I did not need to learn. Yes, maybe the science of it I needed to learn, and I got a certification there. But I always knew what is my niche. I always knew that this is what is the authentic me. I couldn't have become a doctor to even save my own life. So you need to be authentic. You need to be unique to what talents you have. What is that makes you passionate? What is that drives you every morning that nobody has to tell you, go and do this, go and do that. So make sure that you stay authentic to whichever brand you want to build. Stay unique, stay different. Don't be a part of the crowd. The reason being your talent, your knowledge. Now, if you have done a management degree, you've done a science degree, and then you can decide which field you want to go to or what kind of startups you want to have. Yes, of course, management gives you that added advantage that you can decide anything that you want to do. Like my husband, he is an MBA from Jamnalal Bajaj. And when he started, he was a BSc microbiology, then he did an MBA. And then he started working for different companies from Madura Garments to G Money. Then right now he is a CEO with Bridge Health. So he has done different portfolios as a management grad. So you can do that, but you need to know where does your knowledge or where do your values or where is that passion that comes from, which kind of passion and what kind of talent you have. Reinvent and readjust your brand. The whole world keeps changing. Everything keeps changing. You can't be the same what you were during the pandemic. The pandemic is over. There are new things that are happening. So make sure that you reinvent and readjust your brand as per modern. What is farmer's mentality? Does anybody know what is farmer's mentality? If you get any answers, Mrs. Sandeep, in the chat box, please let me know.
I'll just check.
Don't Google, guys.
Bindu says, no, ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No worries, no worries. Farmer's mentality, if you think of a farmer, what do you think? He goes around putting the seeds, right? Any and every seeds, he tests that which weather it suits, what is the soil, does the soil suit this particular seed, what kind of temperature is there. So that's what is called farmer's mentality. You will need to keep trying few different things, few different areas, and then maybe you will find out your niche. So even if you're trying to readjust your brand, reinvent your brand, try different things till you find out what works the best for you. So personal brand is about managing your name, even if you don't own a business. In a world of misinformation, disinformation, and semi-permanent Google records, so even if you're going on a date, chances are that they will Google you. As I said, everyone is on social media. You just can't help it. Those days are gone that people didn't know you, didn't know. Even if I type my name, I am like amazed that I'm also there on Google. And so there is no way I can erase that data. So be very careful of what you put on your social media handle. And it is very important that the name that you have, the authenticity that you have, the uniqueness that you have, you make sure you capitalize it and use it to your advantage. As I said, grow a strong online presence. It's very important in today's digital world. If you're not there on LinkedIn, go and get yourself an account and make sure you, of course, you post something relevant. Don't just post something that is not required. Connect with people. So your audience needs to find out about you and what you have to offer. If they don't know you exist, how are you even going to make a personal brand for yourself? Whether, as I said, it's an individual, it's a company, it's a freelancer, it's an entrepreneur. Each of us who wants to be successful, each of us who wants to be known, each of us who wants to earn our bread and butter, of course, jam and everything else, you need to make sure that you are known for the expertise that you offer. Keep an active social profile, which can boost your visibility. A lot of people don't use that. They don't put hashtags. You need to understand today, if you type image coach, image consultant, personality development, you will see certain posts that come up. There is a reason that I put hashtags in my LinkedIn or any of my posts. That's because hashtags boost your visibility. When they type on the search engine, you can find people. So do that. Use social media to your benefit. In few years back, none of us had this. You all are very lucky that you have it. Kindly use it to boost your visibility and increase your brand recognition. What happens when you constantly boost your visibility and put relevant stuff? You build trust, you build credibility and authority. So like example, if I say Ambuja Cement, I think a couple of years back, nobody knew what is Ambuja Cement till they kept bombarding you with how strong it is and how the wall doesn't break. So that's what you need to do. You need to be visible. You need to build that trust. You need to build that authority that if I talk about cement, this is what I'm going to talk about. If we discuss Sachin Tendulkar, this is what we're going to discuss. So whether it's an individual or a company, you need to build that trust, visibility, and credibility. Become more familiar and start identifying you more easily. So what happens is when you have a personal brand, people start recognizing you for it. Like example, GIBS. Or if you say of Manipal Institute, you know that, okay, they are far away, they're somewhere in Karnataka, and this is the kind of education that they offer. If we speak about institutions, we speak about glucose biscuit for that matter, anything, smallest of things to biggest of things, a personal brand can be created. But you need to start getting out there and making people familiar. You can't be sitting at home and think, oh, people will come to know this is what I do. People will come to know I work there. How will they know till you don't post? Social media it is. You need to use it to your advantage. Trust me, you all are so lucky. You don't have to go door to door and tell everyone, excuse me, this is my visiting card. Would you like to buy this? Now everything is online. Don't you agree, Mrs. Sandeep?
Absolutely, ma'am.
to share your achievements, your awards, or even little moments. The class that I teach at GIBS, at GFS, I always tell them that even if it is a small quote, even if it is an achievement that you feel it is not important, but your employers will go back and check your profile. So make sure you keep an active profile. Make sure that you post the relevant stuff, even that, and as I said, no party pictures and no pictures that are not relevant to your brand. As I said, it has to be about you and your work that you do. Establish yourself as an expert in your field. If you're not an expert in your field, sorry. So if you're not an expert in your field, why would anybody come? Yes, there are a lot of image consultants, maybe a lot of managers, a lot of sales. There is something unique about it. For me, maybe my unique point is I'm very empathetic. I understand my students well. I can motivate them. So that could be my unique factor. People I like to listen to people and they like to tell me something. So that could be why that maybe I'm a different sort of an image consultant. Maybe my grooming is what attracts people. So you need to become and establish yourself as an expert in that field. I hope I'm clear till now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a lot of people say, I don't want to post on social media. I don't want to, and I'm also guilty of that. You'll see once in a while my post. I know we do shy away from marketing our business, but don't feel shy. Don't at all feel shy, because if you need people to know about you, there's no other way but to get out there. You need to market your work. You need to show your expertise. In fact, it is your job to do so. If you don't do it, who is going to do it for you? Nobody is going to come that, please give me your pictures, please show me your achievements, let me post it on your handle. Nobody is going to do it. Because finally, all the work that you get and all the money that you make and all the success you get is yours. So you need to work for it. It's just by wanting it will not happen. You have to work for it. Personal branding, it's your reputation and a calling card. People will call you because of the reputation that you have created for yourself. So make sure that you don't shy away from marketing your business or yourself. Your personal brand is what differentiates you from others. As I said, you need to be unique. You need to be different. I'm not saying that it will happen overnight. I give you the first thing I said, that it takes for a person to from anywhere from 2 to 3 or 4 years to establish your brand. Nothing happens overnight. If you want quality, it will take some time, because if you rise up high, you will fall down also quickly. So make sure that you take your time, understand your niche and market yourself, but wait and go slow and steady. Remember, you have a personal brand, whether or not you intentionally creating one. So each of us already have a brand. This is how we are. So you need to just don't leave it to chance that, okay, my personal brand will happen. I will automatically get a job. I will automatically get successful. It doesn't happen like that. You can't leave it to chance. Yes, there is some bit of destiny, but if you don't work for it, it is not going to happen. So please follow the steps that I said. And I hope, I wanted to actually share one link over here. Is it possible to share anything in the chat?
We can do, we can share it in the email, ma'am, when we'll send the certificates to the individuals. So we'll send it with that particular link.
There is a very good article on branding for students. I would like to share that. Can I move on to my next presentation?
Yes,
or any
yes.
questions right now?
We can move, ma'am. We can move ahead with the next presentation.
This one.
There are a few questions in case if you wish to take it now.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah. Okay. So we will take up one question which says, Tanujit asked this question. He says, how a new entrepreneur build a brand and what are the steps?
So I think I already spoke about the steps of personal branding, and it's as simple as that. Create a handle for yourself. Make sure that you have the right team to help you, and continue working for it. Like I remember when you started, or I started at GIBS, or GIBS started a few years back, not everyone was aware of GIBS, but they went all out there. So it takes time, and please keep working on it. create a good brand and you will not have to run behind people. If you create a good brand, first and foremost, your product should be good. Make sure that people have the trust in you, build the credibility. As an entrepreneur, it is going to take you some time. I'm not going to promise you magic, but slowly and gradually, social media is your friend, and the kind of product that you have, how different you are. What is the niche? I think I'm repeating myself. The whole presentation was done. Hopefully, has answered some questions.
Yes, ma'am. Pragya asked, what are the most impression management practices to avoid?
So I'm going to do impression management now. So hopefully she has an answer clear there.
Sure. And Deependra asked, what are the major overcome challenges face branding attractive customer? How to create, need to touch, connect product emotionally?
I didn't understand this question, sorry.
What are major outcomes? Okay, I think he is trying to ask how to attract through branding, how do we attract the customers and how do we connect them emotionally?
So that is again your the kind of visiting card you have, the kind of packaging that you do of the product, because this is it's a hypothetical question without knowing the product. Like, you understand, is he into construction? Is he into real estate? Is he into like a trainer like me? So it really depends on what he's talking about and how to get customers. So I guess we need to have a separate marketing and sales webinar only for that.
Webinar on that, yeah. We'll do that now. Anyways, Dr. Bhagya compliments, ma'am, which she says session is so thoughtful, so thought-provoking, and making me ponder over my online presence, need of the hour.
Exactly. Thank you, doctor. And trust me, everyone is there. You just can't hide away. You can't just stay at home or do things. Like yesterday, I went to a blind school and I've not still posted. I'm a social worker, as I said. I went and distributed sandwiches and stuff like that. And I have still not posted. But actually, I was thinking that it is so important that even things like this get posted. We post party pictures, we post travel pictures, but I feel things like social work, we hardly post. Or I was doing a client session with my client, and the testimonial that my client gave me, that how changed he feels as a person from where he is, these are the type of posts we should do to influence people, to kind of make people think that yes, do a little bit of charity, yes, work on your personal image, on your personal brand. So yes, I completely agree. We all need to think about our online presence. And even if you think people are not watching, but people are watching. So please post relevant content on your social media handle. Can I move on to the next presentation?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Give me a minute, please.
Sure.
Is my screen visible?
It is, ma'am.
Does this bar come in the way?
Yes, now it's on the full screen, yes.
But it's visible, right?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Just give me a second. Okay, everybody gets confused between personal branding and impression management. So first, let's get that out of the way. So personal branding is a unique combination of your skills and expertise. It makes you unique. It can lead to new opportunities. So it's mostly related to your work. Okay. So like if I tell you about this tagline, about this, sorry, I don't know how to call it. Like, be a unicorn in a sea of donkeys. Does anybody know Larry Kim? Does anybody know who is Larry Kim? Any answers in the chat box? So this is the tagline, be a unicorn in a sea of donkeys. This is said by Larry Kim. This is the tagline of his product called. They have raised hands, but they can't talk. I hope they understand. You have to type it in the chat, please. Okay, there is a product, there is a company called Mobile Monkey, and he is the one who started this company, and it creates chatbots. Okay, so he is known for that. This is his tagline: be a unicorn in a sea of donkeys. Personal branding, be unique. Do you want more traffic? As I said, Neil Patel is a digital creator. This is his tagline. So this is personal branding, more related to the work, more related to what niche you have, the expert you are. Impression management, for that matter, can be used in everyday life also. It is an attempt to influence the perceptions other people have. Like if you have a neighbor and you're trying to be too sweet, like it's called ingratulation, when you're trying to be in their good books, maybe you need something, maybe you don't need. So there are different ways of doing impression management, manipulation, self-promotion, ingratiation. So there are lots of things. Example, a girl who only shares good things about her boyfriend to her parents. This is called impression management. It can, of course, help in work, but I'm just saying that it is relevant in different fields. Is it clear the difference between personal branding and impression management? Mrs. Sandeep, I'll have to ask you because others are.
Absolutely right now.
But both are equally important. It's like a crossroad. Both are equally important. If you do this, you get this. If you do this well, you are doing a good job at your personal branding. So both are equally important. That's why I decided to do this session on personal branding and impression management. So it could be conscious, it could be subconscious. Like subconscious is something that when you don't think, you're just like since childhood, your parent has told you you have to speak well, or you have to sit properly, you have to be sweet to somebody. So it could be subconscious that when guests come, you are trying to be very nice to them. So it's a subconscious process. Somebody doesn't have to go and tell you to do it. And sometimes it's a very conscious process, like the girl. Or suppose when you go to a restaurant, out of your entire crowd of friends, one person that could be me, that I will try to find out the name of the person who is serving us. I will say, oh, wow, great job. I will compliment him because I need great service. One. Secondly, I feel that he's working through the day and I need to be nice to him. Right? So I am trying to create a perception in his mind about me that I am a good person or I care about him. So this is impression management. It's a process of affecting other people's perception about you. And how does it help you? Like it aids you in your professional goals. If at work, if you use this consciously, then it will help your professional goals, your appraisals. It increases effectiveness at work. People find you credible, people find you trustworthy, people feel that, okay, this person is very punctual, very prompt. So when you do these kind of actions, you increase your effectiveness at work, you make more friends. If you're grumpy, if you're sad, if you're rude, of course you have less friends, but it could be that the person is shy and introvert, but those type of people this will become very conscious. Like for me, it's a very subconscious process. Being an extrovert, I'm over friendly. But for an introvert, it will be a conscious effort to do this impression management. And of course, to control public opinion. Like if today's session is happening, I am giving a smile, I'm standing and delivering my speech. I'm trying to transfer the vibes and the energy to my audience. And this is impression management because I want you to think good, that she is a good speaker. She did take the trouble, she shared the knowledge, and she was very enthusiastic. So this is impression management for you all. Hope I'm clear. Mr. Sandeep, anybody has any doubts at this point?
I think it's just allow me a moment, ma'am. No, ma'am. Till now, no, I think.
Okay.
Things are clear.
Right. Has anybody heard this rule? Any of your sessions, have you heard about this communication model by Albert Mehrabian? Mr. Sandeep would have heard because there are a few image consultants in the house coming for the sessions.
No.
Has anybody heard? Okay, so this is the communication model by Albert Mehrabi. It says that 55% is your body language, the clothes you wear, the grooming you do. So the minute first impression, which forms in between 3 to 7 seconds, that doesn't mean that you can't change the impression, but suppose first time somebody sees you, like when I came on the screen, there was within 3 to 7 seconds, you decided that yes, I want to listen to her, or yes, let's see what she has to say. I had already created the first impression in that time. So 55% of that was my body language, my smile, my eye contact, the way that I'm standing poised, the way that I'm well groomed. This, I'm no sorry that I'm boasting, but this is just to explain that what is first impressions. I'm not actually boasting. I'm just explaining to you all that in 55% is this. 33% is the voice tone modulation. Why do you think everybody emphasizes so much on communication? Because once you have gone past that, forming that first impression, what you say, how you say, if I'm going to speak like this, let's talk about first impression. Positive impression is an art. Will you all want to listen to me? The answer is no. So the tone I'm using, the pitch I'm using is very important also. And then finally, the words that count. Then you will start listening. It's not that you will not pay attention to the words. They will come a little later, but immediately in first impression, this is important. That's why do you go very well dressed for an interview? Why do you sit straight in an interview and not sit like the way that you're sitting in the house? So it's a psychology. Image management is an art and a science, and clothing has psychology. You will see that the day that as soon as you go home, you wear your nightwear, you will feel sluggish. If your boss calls also, you will put it on mute or you will disconnect the call. You will not be ready for projects. Even in pandemic, people were dressed half and half they were not. They were wearing some shorts and all. But that body language, the clothes matter. They would send you a signal, it's okay to be laid back. The minute you wear your gym clothes, sorry, my electricity seems to have conked off. I'm visible, I guess, still.
Yes, you're visible. All right, for a couple of minutes, just for a minute, probably we just turn off the camera. That would also do.
Yeah, sure. Okay, it's back.
Ma'am, I would love to add one small point here.
Yes.
That the model which you're speaking is the same board which has been put in every single classroom of GIBS, which speaks the same communication model has been put in every class of GIBS, which says 38, 7, and 55 model.
Right. So once you have created the first impression, like as I said, it's very important how you groom yourself. So it should be on a daily basis, especially when it's related to work. I was giving an example of gym clothes. The minute you wear your gym attire, you'll feel like working out. Can any of you work out in your nightwear? Can any of you feel like working or going to college in your nightwear? That's because clothes have power. Clothes psychology works. It affects the way that you think. It affects the way that you behave. So make sure that you use this communication model and you smile, you have eye contact. Of course, I'm going to teach you more in impression management. So work on the most important things first. There are 3 major actions in impression management. First is the physical impression management. Second is your resume or presentation impression management. And third is your online impression management. Now, the common actions that one person takes for these 3 major things: physical impression management, like as I said, when you go for interviews, when you go for work, when you do something important, whether it's even festivals, you purchase good clothes for yourself. So that's very important for your physical. Practicing beauty regimes, like you're getting a haircut, you're shaving your beard, keeping your nails trimmed. All these beauty regimes are very important when you're talking of physical impression management. And of course, practicing of eye contact or other social interactions, like how you shake your hands, how you smile, how you sit. All this is very important in physical impression management. if you are like that day, I'm sorry to say, but I'm just giving an example. I had gone for a session to a particular, I will not name the company. And there was this person who was sitting like this, removed their footwear and was sitting and listening to me briefing about grooming. I'm sorry about this one more time. Just let me speak. Okay, I'm audible and visible.
Yes, ma'am, you're visible.
Right. And so the person had taken out their footwear. Sometimes I even see the students take out their footwear and sit in class. Please do not do that. All this counts in impression management. Please sit properly and make sure you've dressed well, and of course keep your footwear on. In resume impression management, it's the information that you keep on the resume is important. The skills to a potential employer. So if you're not good at something, you will kind of not say that, but if you're good at something, you can focus on that and include or exclude certain traits. Now, if you will say that I am a very short-tempered person and you put that in your resume, it could work against you. Rather than that, you could say that I'm trying to control, or I'm trying to control the situation and my emotion. Seems like, okay, he is trying his best and he is doing different things to control his emotions and not have an outburst. So how you phrase is important. So resume impression management, I will not cover because I'm not an expert in that. Rest, the online impression management. As we discussed on the advent of social media, it's everywhere. Just a few years back, there was no social media. There was hardly any. With TikToks and Instagram, everything has completely changed. So this could have a possible negative impact on potential employees, especially if you're going to show pictures. Try to keep your profile locked, especially if you're going for any interviews, going for any job appraisals. Don't keep your account open, or suppose you are doing, yes, we all party, but is it really necessary that everything has to be out there? Or there was some video with you using slang language or not good language, or you're doing things which are not appropriate, maybe rash driving. It can be anything. So try to keep out, or try to keep your online image impression management as pure as possible, and try to remove all the posts from now which will not help you securing a job, securing an appraisal, building a personal brand. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying that don't showcase it. Why do you need to showcase everything to the world? So science of managing impressions, clothing, grooming. Clothing is one thing. Grooming is, as I said, your hair, your nails, your facial hair, the way that the kind of belt you wear, the kind of shoes you wear, that all that is head to toe is grooming. Clothing is, I will be coming to grooming, clothing also. Vocal communication, body language, and etiquette. Does anybody know what's etiquette? Any answers from anyone?
These are basically the rules. Like we have table etiquettes, we have manners, yes.
Right. So it's very similar to manners, but manners is stops at please, thank you, sorry. Etiquettes is a nicer way, kinder way of doing things, of being more polite. So if the way that you shake your hands, the way that you use the restroom, the way that you eat, the way that you sit, there are so many things that gets included in etiquette. Okay. This is a model where it says that your professional attire should be aligned with the environment. Like if I'm coming to douse fire in your house, I will be a fireman. A doctor wearing a white coat cannot douse the fire. Even if a fireman is wearing a white color coat, you will still not trust him with the work to do. Because that white coat is sending you a message that this person is supposed to look after health and not save my house from fire. So that's the kind of, as I said, clothes psychology, clothes power. So make sure that your professional attire is aligned with the environment that you are, because corporate grooming is very important. That's the power of corporate grooming. You need to use the best practices of business and workplace etiquette. You cannot, just bang the door and walk away, or sit laid back, or not have a proper handshake, not have proper the way that you look at people and talk, the way you smile, so that all comes in etiquette. Importance of repeated impression leading to image building. You can't just say, oh, I created the first impression, now let me not do anything about it. No, that's not how it works. You need to constantly do it. You need to keep repeating it so that it gets engraved in your mind and your behavior, as well as the people who you are trying to, as I said, the perception of others that you want to change. For that, you will constantly keep repeating the impression and the good impression that you need to create. Am I too fast? Is it understandable? Are you guys able to comprehend?
It is understandable, no worries, ma'am.
All right. Now, non-verbal communication, that's when you're not speaking. It's more of your gestures, that's the hand movements, your eye contact, the way that you nod your head, the way that you smile, the way that you lean forward and listen attentively. All that is called non-verbal communication. Now, if I stand like this and I do my presentation with a closed body language, most of you will get disconnected. But I'm using an open body language so that I can send the information and you can receive it. So non-verbal communication is critical in impression management. And this is the way that you will improve non-verbal communication skills. I discuss the tone of my voice, I discuss body language, I discuss smile, and you need to show interest. There are 7 universal facial expressions. So how you use it, so you can't, if your boss gives you some work, you can't look frustrated and angry and stuff like that. So it's very important in impression management that the body language that you do, so you can't stand like this and say, okay, now tell me what I'm supposed to do. No, you can't do that with your client, you can't do that with your boss. And you can't, of course, keeping arms behind also is considered a closed body language. So please do not do that. Basically, people think that you're trying to keep them at a distance. Always have open body language and smile if you want to create a good impression on others. Of course, you can smile and you can show the different universal signs, as I said, but not in office, not with your audience, not with your clients. Please kindly reserve few of them. Okay. How many of you have heard about Toastmasters, Udemy, Toastmasters, communication courses? Anyone? Has anyone written in the chat box?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay. Shall I wait or shall I continue?
I think we can proceed further.
Okay. Toastmasters is a 100-year-old legacy. It is the only platform to practice public speaking. You can watch courses online or watch YouTube videos, but just like when you drive a car, you need to actually sit in a car and learn. Or when you want to learn swimming, you actually need to get down in the water, and you can't just say, I'm doing this, and I will be able to learn swimming. You can't stand outside, you need to get in the pool. Similarly, for communication skills, if you feel that you need to learn, you need to get better as a public speaker, you can become a Toastmaster. Toast is not that bread toast. Toast is when you cling glasses. So this is a concept which started in the US. Now they have clubs across the globe. It's as I said, it's a 100-year-old legacy for public speaking. So people meet up, they do speeches, they do different types of roles. You can get better at your communication, as it says that you can improve your public speaking skills, you can write speeches, you learn to network and build leadership skills. It gives you, if you say that you're a Toastmaster, it's the brand also is important. Because the minute you start speaking, people want to listen because they know you have been practicing public speaking. So it definitely gives you a competitive advantage. If you want to know more about it, maybe Mr. Pradeep can share my number or something and I can guide them how to become a Toastmaster. Just one sec. So it allows for unlimited person growth. I have been for the last 2.5 years as a Toastmaster. It's definitely helped me with my listening skills, with my leadership skills, the way that I emote, the way that I speak, the content that I write, help me with presentation. So definitely anyone feels that they need to learn communication skills, there is only one practical, rest are all videos and all where it's very difficult to learn. This is actually you get down to meetings and you do it. Now this is the styling that I want to talk about. Now, even when you go to buy a cake, if you see that the cake is damaged or the cream is not done or something like that, you will always want to pick up something prettier. Whether it's your car, whether it's your house, whether it's your bike, whether it's as small as a wallet. Is there anyone who likes to pick up something that doesn't look good or torn, tattered? Anyone out here? I'm sure the answer is no. It's very important that a picture, when you see a picture, it's worth 1,000 words, they say. So it is with you also. You are like 1,000 words. What you communicate through the grooming and through your clothing is equally important. So make sure, look at this person on the left compared to the right, that how dapper the person looks immediately once he is dressed up for his role and goal. So dressing style can make a big impact on your impression management. We discuss communication, we discuss body language. Now there are 4 A's in dressing. 1, it should be appropriate, look like you belong. Now, if I go to, as a trainer, if I go in like leather jacket or short skirt, is it appropriate? No, it's not the industry. Same way, if a doctor goes with a white coat is fine, but if a doctor goes in a leather jacket, do you really think they will even understand his profession? So make sure that you dress appropriate to the role, the time. Like if you're going to Kashmir and you're dressing up in very thin clothes, it's not going to help you, especially during winter. So make sure you take care of the location, the place that you work, the role that you have. If you are the entrepreneur, like right now I am doing an individual session with a client and he is the boss, but people are dressing, the people who are coming are dressing sometimes better than him. He has forgotten, he has lost confidence in himself. So you need to make sure that you dress up as the role. If you are the director of the company, you are suppose a sales manager, you need to dress up as that. I will tell you why in the next slide. Dress authentically, look like yourself, be comfortable. Nobody is saying that you have to wear the most expensive brands or you need to go away from and do something very drastic, like wear like Govinda sort of clothes with red jacket and all. You're not comfortable, don't do it. Do what is authentic to you. So make sure that whatever clothing you wear is authentic to your values, what you believe in. Look attractive. It should not be, sometimes I see people with unironed clothes, one button up, one button down. The tie is shorter than the, it's above the belt. It's not touching the belt. These things don't look attractive. So make sure that it's not disturbing, unkept. They should fit and flatter. Like it should look proper. Everything should look fine when you get dressed up. And finally, it's not, as I said, even monks, if you see, the Tibetan monks, they just wear that maroon color robe that they have. Is that expensive? But so well groomed they look, so neat, tidy, their clothes look good, they look well groomed. Even if they are into the spiritual world, they still dress up so well. So you can buy affordable clothing and versatile clothing where you can mix and match. So these are the 4 A's of personal and professional dress standard. And as I said, dress for your role and goal. If you want to look authoritative, if you want to look credible, if you want people to trust you, that you will handle their business or you have a personal brand, but you yourself are shabby, you yourself are unkempt, you have not had a good haircut, how do you expect the employer or a client to trust in you? So make sure that whatever today I have taught you in impression management, please try and abide by this and see the change in your work or career as a student or as a professional. Hope I'm clear till now, just a few more slides to go. Now let's talk about style scale. What is style scale? It's level 1, 2, 3, 4 as it said. So this is a scale. The bottom level, that is the untailored, it doesn't mean it's not being tailored. That's the image consultant term. Untailored level 1 is when you don't have a collar, something like the dress that I'm wearing. So this is very casual and unofficial. So something like t-shirts that you wear, is, I'm going to show you pictures, but just try and understand her. Untailored level 1, what message does it give? Like when you're going for a picnic, you'll wear a t-shirt. You're going to the mall, you're wearing jeans and t-shirt and going to the mall. That day, you're very unofficial, you're very casual. Say that you're going for a sales call or you're going to college. You're wearing the Q means the hint is a collar. So this is functional and approachable. You will wear a shirt with a collar. The minute something has a collar, it becomes level 2. And it sends the message that this person is approachable and functional and the person is going to do some work. Level 3 is the jacket that I'm wearing. If I was only this, I would be level 1. I elevated and straight went to level 3 by wearing a collared jacket. Any jacket, sport jacket, this kind of a tweed jacket. A jacket takes you to a higher level and you look more influential, you look more dependable. So try to be between level 2 and 3 as a student, as a professional. Please do not drop down to level 1 at all. Your personal brand is going to take a hit if you go to level 1. So please make sure that you use the style scale next time you get ready. And level 4 is when you are wearing head to toe the same material in a blazer, shirt, skirt, but it's complete professional. I'll show it to you. So this is untailored level 1, jeans, t-shirts, and things like that. Then comes the casual tailored level 2. A shirt, anything, as I said, the Q is a collar. Is it clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you go to the softly tailored level 3, what I have done right now, any blazer, trousers, skirt, and you look professional. You can do this style of dressing. And tailored level 4 is, if you see Obama, if you see these businessmen, usually they are dressed in tailored level 4 for their meetings because they want to give the message of authority. So the message that level 4 gives is that you're authoritative and you're credible. Is it clear? Can I move on? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay. So there are lots of benefits of grooming. Even in Indian wear, you can do the same thing. You can use a jacket and a sari. You can use a big waistcoat. And you can elevate your level from level 1 to level 4. This and the benefits of grooming, of course, it increases your confidence and esteem. It projects a positive image about you that if you look after yourself, you will be able to look after the client, you will be able to look after the company, you will be able to look after the roles that you've been given. So it makes you look attractive. That's, of course, a big advantage. But it creates a positive image. We are doing a class on impression management. So grooming plays a very big role, including body language, communication skills, and it improves your health, enhances when you are doing well, when you're happy at work, when people think good, the perception you've created is good, then you will be able to create a good impression management. Just 1 minute. So do not wait and start your impression management today. And I am done. Thank you. Now, does anyone have any questions for me from impression management?
There are few questions, ma'am. So we can just check which one we can take it up.
Yes.
Pragya asked us, ma'am, what are the most impression management practices to avoid?
To avoid. So, of course, whatever I have told you, do it. Do that. Don't do the opposite of it. Like if I've told you to be well groomed, be well groomed. If I've told you that you need to wear as per the style scale, if you don't do it as per the style scale, you will be at a loss. If I've spoken about bad body language as well as good body language, then you will, of course, keep the bad body language away. So everything was very clear. And I think what I've told you to do, just follow that and don't do that. Just don't be rude and make sure that you smile, you dress up well. And I think half the battle is won over there. Of course, you need to work hard. You can't just say, I'm looking good, so my work will get done. Or if I'm standing for properly, my work will, you have to also work for it. You need to do your work well. And these are just elements which will elevate your credibility. elevate and make you look like a professional and help you. Yes, anyone else?
Pooja asked, how to understand the authenticity of any personal brand to follow and to get inspired from them? I would say you can follow Miss Reenaa Verma on Insta.
Yes, actually speaking, see, it really depends on this. Let me stop the screen share. I'm just searching the button 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
This 1 minute. It is new share. Okay, stop share. Okay, now I'm there. Okay, all right. So there are a lot of brands, but it really depends on what you want to do. Like if I want to be an image consultant, I'll follow an image consultant. I want to be an entrepreneur, I'll follow an entrepreneur. It really depends on what your niche is. So first go and find out what your niche is, because the first job, of course, I'm guessing most of them are still studying, Mr. Sandeep, the ones who have joined.
No, we have a mixed audience, I would say. There are a lot of faculty, there are a lot of doctorate people, there are a lot of students. So it's a mixed blend of all.
Right, right. So each of us needs to create a personal brand, and each of us, as I started my presentation asking who doesn't want to be successful, or who doesn't want to be famous, or who doesn't want to be known as somebody good in their field. So each of us wants to be known as an expert. But dressing is one of the most crucial aspects. Of course, body language, personal branding. When we were kids, when we were born, if you remember, even an infant, the mother would oil, wash, comb hair, even the socks, the blanket, that everything, and then put the baby right in the middle of the bed, right? And the baby doesn't realize anything. But she is the first image consultant. Our mother is our first image consultant. But as time keeps going, as we keep growing, so then comes the uniform. In school, we follow those practices of uniform. But as soon as we step, and uniform makes everybody alive, there's equality in school. You don't know who's rich, who's poor. There's a reason behind having uniforms for everyone. So till school level, everyone is fine. And then when they go into college, they forget all the grooming and styling. And that's why these sessions are very important. Now most of us are working, some of us, and some of you are not. Make sure you follow the rules of grooming, body language, learn proper communication skills, and you will create a good impression and a lasting impression. Any other questions for me?
Ma'am, there are a lot of questions which are popping up, but last question we'll take for the
Right,
evening.
right, time up, right.
Right. So how do we solve problem, social interaction of impression management?
Sorry, come again?
How to solve a problem on social interaction of impression management?
I didn't understand the question.
I think they haven't put it right. We'll take the other question. Okay, how to brand one's own designed clothes? How can metaphysics be aligned with impression management and brand building?
See, if you're into designer wear, as I always say, even when I started my work as an image consultant, initially I used to do free work. Pro bonos, it's called. So you need to find the right stores. You need to give it for different pageants. You will give it to different stores. You can get your brand first known. It's okay to do a few free work, pro bono work, till you get recognized, and then your brand. So just for few clients, you can give your clothing, let them get to know you, let them get to know your quality, let them get to know your design, and then it will work for you. But make sure that you network. One of the most important things, whether it's impression management, personal branding, if you don't go out there, people are not going to come to you. So make sure that you use the network, and as much as possible, use social media and your friends and the people that always keep the contacts of people. Because most of my work that comes, I get it through referrals. So definitely networking is very important in any business for that matter.
Great, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. I must say, indeed, it was very, very informative, very crisp and clear, where you showed a lot of images where we were able to understand what's the right set of personal branding, what are the basic steps in a very simple language you have explained us. I'm sure our audience will take the benefit of it. and they'll start utilizing right from now onwards. Let's create a personal brand for yourself. So I don't say a very big brand, but even every small step counts, right? So I'm sure the content which they're going to put from now onwards on the social media would be filterized a bit, and a right content would go on. Right. So I would extend my gratitude to Reenaa ma'am for joining us and giving such a wonderful information, very informative session, ma'am. Thank you so much. Heartfelt gratitude for you. And I would always feel very happy when I share this word of thanks to our speakers and the audience. So gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. I, Sandeep Bansali, on behalf of GIBS Business School family and the entire GIBS fraternity, would extend my sincere thanks to Ms. Reenaa Verma for enlightening us on personal branding and impression management. Thank you all for the useful tips and the information. I'm sure this session has given us a lot of information about how to move ahead with the personal branding. I extend my sincere thanks to all our associates, beloved students, and the entire education fraternity for making this IRE session a resounding success. So GIBS always believes in having the best of the infrastructure and the resources. So I would love to invite all the participants to walk into GIBS, explore GIBS, and you can meet and interact with the innovative minds like Reenaa ma'am is one of our trainer for finishing school, and we have a lot of other faculty members. So you can always come in and join with us. And one important announcement, a lot of students were asking, ma'am, can we share this PPT? So if it is okay to share it, it's well and fine. Otherwise, any which way, this recording is available online. This will be there on the YouTube. You can just go through the YouTube, probably in the GIBS channel, you can find this webinar, the IRE talks. So you can do that. And kindly note the certificates will be shared on your email ID. That's your personal ID on which you have registered. Ma'am, you can share us the link which you were talking about, the article.
Over here, or
you can share me on the link. You can WhatsApp me. So WhatsApp include that in the email so that you can just go through the articles. That will be beneficial for you.
Right, sure.
Do follow GIBS and Reenaa ma'am on social media platforms. So as ma'am rightly said, connect, and connect. I'm sure that's going to help us.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sandeep. I really appreciate this opportunity. And thank you everyone in the audience. I didn't get to see faces, but hopefully with my little bit, I could contribute towards each of you and your progress, your personal brand, your impression management, and the knowledge that I had to share. I hope I made a small difference in your life. Thank you very much, and a very good evening to everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you everyone for joining us. And one small information I would go. The next webinar is on 16th of December, and that's on family finance management by Mr. Chinmay Ananda. So hope to see you soon again on the next webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.